your physical health, but especially your mental health. All right, put yourself first. I love you. We'll see you next time on The Price is Right. Bye-bye.
This is Annie Brown. A local museum is expanding. Firefighters tackled an early morning fire in a local neighborhood, and meteorologist Paul Poteet has your full Weather Authority forecast. That's all coming up on Local 12 News, live at noon.
This is George Gray speaking for The Price is Right.
Sunshine around today, and the wind's not as bad thanks to that area of high pressure. But when will this rain become a part of tri-state weather? I'll have the complete Weather Authority forecast.
An early morning fire in Westwood, how the fire department fought the heavy flames. Cincinnati Art Museum is adding some exciting new features. You'll get a look at what those are. And the latest as the manhunt continues for the gunman who killed United Healthcare CEO. Local 12 News live at noon starts now.
Breaking news alerts and the Weather Authority forecast. This is Local 12 News.
Good afternoon and happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Local 12 News live at noon. I'm Annie Brown in for Liz today. Cold temperatures continue to travel through the tri-state today, but there's some hope for warmer temperatures starting this weekend. Meteorologist Paul Poteet has the latest on what to expect this weekend. Paul?
Yes, it's been a nice day out there. We've seen plenty of sunshine around. Although it was pretty cold this morning, even though the breeze hasn't been as bad today and the winds are less than 10 miles an hour, we had the coldest temperature that we've had since back last January. It's January 21st, actually. 11 degrees was the low officially in Cincinnati this morning. That means that we've had the fifth morning now in the teens or lower since last Saturday. It's been quite the stretch that we've been going through. But the good news is it's about to moderate. This afternoon, barely getting to freezing, maybe around 33 degrees with plenty of sunshine expected. If you have plans this evening, you're heading out to the Festival of Lights, it'll be into the mid-20s. Sky will be clear and the wind will continue to be fairly light. When I come back in a few moments, we'll talk about when the 50s are actually going to arrive and for how long. I'll see you then.
All right, Paul, thank you. One person is safe after an early morning fire in Westwood. The Cincinnati Fire Department says the fire broke out at a townhome on Anaconda Drive around 5:20. Now, one person inside the home was awakened by the fire and was able to get out. It took 65 firefighters 25 minutes to extinguish the fire. No one was injured. The fire estimated $200,000 in damage. There's no word on a possible cause yet. A garage in Cincinnati's West End could be the new site of an arena. The Chamber of Commerce leaders think the town center garage on Central Avenue might be the site of the big redevelopment project. The garage is functionally obsolete, meaning it has an outdated design that can't easily be changed. Now city leaders want people to fill out a survey. It asks how many times you use the garage, what you think the redevelopment project should look like, and how the community would best benefit from that space.
We'd like to get feedback from all persons in the region about how that space can be used, because all people in the region use that space for their interactions and involvement in the West End and over the Rhine.
A new report by the Cincinnati Regional Chamber broke down the feasibility of a new arena in the Queen City. Stakeholders across the city, from government to business, have expressed the need for a new arena to attract bigger acts as well as visitors. There's a link to submit your thoughts at local12.com. The Cincinnati Art Museum unveils a new look on its ground floor. A 14,000 square foot renovation added new classrooms, commons, and study areas, along with space to rent. The improvements will make it easier to accommodate school field trips. It'll also be used for more hands-on art classes. A new dressing area with makeup mirrors and lights will serve as a dressing room for events like weddings. Now, new information on that massive manhunt for a killer in New York, along with better pictures of the suspect. The gunman who killed United Healthcare's CEO is still on the run. These are pictures from the hostel where he stayed. Police say he took a bus from Atlanta to New York before checking in using a fake ID. Video shows the gunman stopping at Starbucks moments before the shooting, then fleeing the scene on an e-bike into Central Park Wednesday morning. Brian Thompson was shot outside a Manhattan hotel before an investor conference. Experts say this killer is experienced with a gun.
Just take a look at his stance and how he had the gun pointed out. He knew what he was doing. The gun jams. He's able to deal with the malfunction. So it looks like he's very proficient with how to use a firearm.
Now, the words deny, defend, and depose were written on bullets from the shooting. These are similar to the so-called 3 Ds of insurance, which are delay, deny, defend. It's a phrase used by attorneys and opponents of the industry to describe tactics insurance companies use to avoid paying claims. Police found a phone and water bottle that may have been dropped by the suspect. They were able to get a fingerprint. However, it's smudged. It looks like Vice President Kamala Harris's presidential campaign is set to close its books without debt. According to new filings with federal regulators, the defunct presidential campaign had $1.82 million in cash on hand on November 25th. Now, this comes as the campaign's money management had been under intense scrutiny. Frenzied spending in the final weeks of the campaign and aggressive fundraising efforts after the election raised questions about whether the campaign had unpaid bills. But after burning through more than $1 billion in its efforts to win the race, it appears the operation will close in the green. A federal judge rejected a plea agreement between Boeing and the federal government. The company said it would plead guilty to deceiving the FAA after 2 fatal 737 MAX crashes. But the judge has problems with how an independent monitor would be selected to make sure Boeing made the promised safety and quality improvements. Under the plea deal, Boeing agreed to also pay up to $487 million in fines. Now, families of the victims think that fine should be closer to $24 billion. Honoring a hero today. The current fire chief of the Wayne Township Fire Department in Clermont County passed away yesterday after a short illness. Chief Mark Greatorex was with the department for 9 years. Now, before that, he served with Hamilton Township. Funeral arrangements are not yet in place. Deputy Chief Richard Fletcher will lead the department until a new chief is named. ODOT says repairs to the Daniel Carter Beard Bridge will cost at least $10 million. Now, most of the concrete deck on the southbound side has been removed. That demolition work is expected to last until the middle of this month. Repairs on the northbound side could be done by the new year. The southbound lanes are expected to reopen in March. The Anderson Raptors played in Canton last night in the Division II championship. Anderson and Avon both came into the game with perfect 15-0 records, and the Raptors put up a good fight in the snow. Anderson fell short in the battle for a state title 20-13. Tonight in the Ohio Division I state championship game in Canton, Moeller will play Olentangy Liberty. Kickoff is 7:30. There are also teams from Kentucky playing for state titles starting tonight into this weekend. Beechwood plays Owensboro Catholic today at 4. Ryle plays Trinity tomorrow at 4. Lastly, Cooper plays Bowling Green tomorrow night at 8. A popular treat can lower your risk for type 2 diabetes. That's still ahead. But first, airline travelers have concerns their diet restrictions won't be honored. That's next. On the go, you can still watch Local 12 News. Scan this QR code. It sets you up for viewing through local12.com, our free app, and the News On app. Don't leave home without Local 12. Welcome back. Life expectancy in the United States is still rising. The Lancet predicts life expectancy in America to rise from 78 years in 2022 to 80 years by 2050. In terms of global rankings, the U.S. is expected to drop from 49th highest life expectancy in the world to 66th. Women's health in particular is falling behind faster than men's. A study by the National Institutes of Health found mammograms, colonoscopies, and other screenings are making an impact. Screening and prevention saved 5 million lives in half a century. The study also says quitting smoking has prevented 3.5 million people from death due to lung cancer. For people with deadly food allergies, flying may cause some anxiety. A study by Northwestern University found many people with allergies worry airlines won't honor allergen buffer zones or provide allergen-free foods. Many also don't disclose their allergies because they're worried about the reaction from others. Food allergies affect more than 33 million Americans. Studies show eating at least 5 servings of dark chocolate each week may lower the risk of type 2 diabetes by more than 20%. Here's your excuse to eat it. Dark chocolate contains high levels of antioxidants, which can reduce inflammation, which can trigger or worsen chronic conditions such as heart disease and diabetes. The study was published this week in the BMJ Journal. Basketball icon Shaquille O'Neal is teaming up with Pepsi to launch a new holiday flavor. Find out what that is coming up on Local 12 News, live at noon. And we are committed to helping schools identify problems and find solutions. If there's an issue in your district, bring it to Local 12's Chelsea Sick. Leave a tip at 513-223-3029. Email local12classroomtips@gmail.com or use Chelsea Sick's Facebook page. Welcome back. Anchor has recalled nearly 70,000 Bluetooth speakers due to fire hazard. The Bluetooth speakers were sold exclusively on Amazon in 2023. Now, according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the lithium-ion batteries in the speakers can overheat. The firm received 33 reports of incidents involving those batteries and the speakers overheating. There was one report even of a minor burn injury. Today is the day to celebrate the person who serves and crafts your favorite drink. Now, that's because it's National Bartender Day. They're the people who have a wide knowledge, of course, of the long list of drinks that can be made. Bartenders are also well prepared to chat it up with their customers. Fast food restaurant McDonald's announces a beloved item is coming back. The snack wrap will return next year. Now, if you're not familiar, the snack wrap is basically a burrito. It's chicken and a tortilla wrap available with various toppings and sauces. This comes only days after Mickey D's announced its McRib sandwich would also make a comeback. Color specialist Pantone has named Mocha Mousse its color of the year for 2025. Now, each December, the company names a color of the year for the following year. To make their pick, experts at the Pantone Color Institute look at interior design trends, pop culture moments, and of course, those high fashion runways. Beautiful tower cam look from our Oxford cam. Your time is 12:16. It's 28 degrees. It's pretty chilly out there, so remember to grab your jacket. Meteorologist Paul Poteet will be back with your full Weather Authority forecast in just a few minutes.
From Local 12, the Weather Authority, this is Paul Poteet's hour-by-hour forecast.
As cold as it's been all fall and really all the way back to since January, the latter part of January, down to 11 degrees this morning. It's quite a little stretch we've been through here the last 7 days. It started last Saturday morning, and we've had temperatures below 20 for lows 5 times since then. 12 was the morning low in Middletown, 12 also in Batesville. It's 15 this morning at the Wilmington Air Park. And the air coming at us today is mainly out of the west, and the reason for that is the surface high pressure in relation to the tri-state. This eventually is going to move across to the east, so later on tonight and into tomorrow it'll be more of a southwesterly flow. That should increase the temperatures somewhat also. 33 today, not as windy as it was yesterday, with that wind again only about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So plans this evening, if you're heading to Kings Island, I mean, it's still going to be cold, but not quite as bad with that light wind. It'll at least be into the mid-20s through the evening, and we possibly will stay above 20 tomorrow morning too. Saturday morning temperature at 8 o'clock around 23 degrees, lunchtime 38, and at 4 o'clock 42. It should be sunny to mostly sunny on Saturday. And then Sunday we may start to cloud up by mid to late afternoon. But look at that, above freezing in the morning on Sunday, up to 50 degrees into the Sunday afternoon hours. So eventually that high will fade and that rain in Texas will be coming our way. So let's fast forward on Futurecast to take a look at its arrival time. This would be Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. We still have the mostly clear skies here, and the rain down into parts of Arkansas. That's slipping up to the northeast by 5 o'clock. So much of the day on Sunday, sun may stay out, and we really won't start to cloud up a whole lot until just before sunset. And then here comes the rain. This is about 10, 11 o'clock. So anytime after around 10 or 11 on Sunday night, we could start to see the showers. The heaviest stuff looks to stay down south, but we'll still have some rain as we go through Monday morning, and then it should back off a little bit Monday afternoon. Another area of low pressure on Tuesday, and once again, it looks like this may be mainly a morning thing on Tuesday. So rain Monday morning, rain again on Tuesday morning, and as colder air arrives on Wednesday, could see a few snow showers mixed in with the rain. At this time, it doesn't look like enough precipitation for that to be a huge deal, but we will eventually see anywhere from half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of precipitation from what you see on Monday and Tuesday. This is what you really want to see. We warm up to 43 on Saturday, 50 on Sunday, 54 on Monday, and 50 on Tuesday, till we get hit with another little mini cold blast. This should begin to moderate already by Friday of next week, so we may be in the 40s again next weekend. You can see the full forecast anytime, local12.com/weather, and we'll be right back.
Basketball icon Shaquille O'Neal is teaming up with Pepsi to launch a new holiday flavor. Shaq is front and center in an ad for Pepsi's new Zero Sugar Gingerbread. The holiday-themed drink is only around for a limited time, and you can try it for free. Visit Pepsi.com or visit Pepsi's TikTok page to sign up for a free can. The promotion runs through December 11th. This is a yard that could never happen in a strict HOA community. The centerpiece of one man's suburban Jacksonville display is instantly recognizable. It's a giant replica of the leg lamp, of course, from A Christmas Story. And when we say giant, it's 20 feet tall, a little bigger than the Christmas Story one. He even included a replica of Ralphie hugging the lamp wearing his pink bunny suit. That's too good. The house from A Christmas Story is, of course, in Cleveland, Ohio. If your kids are wondering how long they have to send their letters to Santa, well, you can tell them. The deadline is right around the corner. The United States Postal Service has confirmed all letters to St. Nick need to be postmarked by Monday. Get those lists in. The letters can be sent as part of the USPS annual Operation Santa program. Kids' letters to Santa can be shared online through this program. Now, personal information, of course, will be redacted. Giant cockroaches likely make your skin crawl, but what if they could help save your life after a disaster? Australian researchers are working to turn giant cyborg cockroaches, that sounds terrifying, like this into biohybrid robots that could potentially save lives after a disaster. The device sends out electrical pulses that lets the researchers control the insect's movements. Researchers believe the biohybrid robots could be sent to disaster sites that are too dangerous for human rescuers. They say the bugs could report the location of survivors and even deliver life-saving aid. Thanks so much for joining us for Local 12 News live at noon. Have a good rest of your day.